Hello everybody, welcome to Moc Chau in Vietnam for the traditional Vietnam Trail Marathon. The 70 kilometers is a points race for the Asia Trail Master Championship points ranking. It's almost 5 o'clock, we're about 14 minutes away from the start of the race, and this is our traditional start broadcast here live from Moc Chau at the event hotel in Moc Chau. We have almost 600 runners on the 70 kilometers. That's a new record for this event. There's also a few shorter distances, of course. In total, there's several thousands of runners, as is becoming indeed very common in Vietnam to have so many runners in trail races. We have two quite open races today, we can say. You can also read the Asia Trail Master preview that was published yesterday. We have no superstars, as we can say, as maybe here is one actually. Here's Scott Pewey from Singapore. Scott, how are you doing? I think you arrived quite late.
I know, I just was chilling. I'm just going to be chilling today too. I'm not racing too hard. I have got to go fill up my water though. So, mate, I'll see you on the course, yeah? Good man.
All the best, Scott. Scott Pewey, he is one of the podium contenders, I would say, even though he is playing down his own chances. He did run also last week, and he is in preparation for a long ultra goal in, I think, 2 weeks from now. So, we have also many runners from Brunei, Malaysia. Hello guys. Yeah. Gonna be walking around a bit before they all take the starting line. So yeah, many runners from Malaysia, from Brunei, also here. Philippines, we have two runners who will be aiming for the Golden Grandmaster title. That's 4 stars. And these two runners are Yvette Chongmicheng from Sarawak, from Miri in Malaysia, and Mario Yap from the Philippines. So these are two silver grandmasters who can become golden grandmaster if they finish the 70 kilometer day. Speaking of Mario, here he is. Mario Yap. I think maybe you cannot hear me, it's too loud. All the best. I'm just standing next to the speaker, so as usual Vietnam is very loud. So Mario Yap is one of the grandmasters. Here is also a podium contender potentially from Malaysia, but in the women's category. It's Hamza. And among the contenders for the women's race, we have several. We have last year's winner, for example, Giang from Vietnam, from Sapa, one of Hao Ha's protégés. Hao Ha herself is also around here in Moc Chau. We saw her yesterday, but she's of course not running. She did the Hong Kong 100 last week and won it together with our other Asia Trail Master champion from 2019, Veronica Leng, previously known as Veronica Vodovichova. Here we have more runners from the Philippines, Shena May Amor and Mr. Dargo. Hello guys, how are you?
We're good.
We're good.
Live on Asia Trail Master here. So is this your first time in Vietnam?
Yes, this is our first time in Vietnam.
Doing 70k?
Yeah.
All the best. Yeah. So we're at the back of the start grid now, so it's a bit more quiet here. So yeah, last year's winner is here. Giang from Vietnam, she's one of the local. Also the third place from last year, Trang, is also here. Yeah, Vietnamese names are quite difficult to pronounce if you're not Vietnamese, so apologies if I mispronounce them. Vanja Knops is also here, but she's running the 42k. She's also had a busy racing season, and she will be going back to Europe after this in an attempt to qualify for Team Belgium in the European Trail Championships that will take place in June in Slovenia. So Vanja, as a result of that, will also not be taking part in the Night Dragons ATM final, which takes place in 4 weeks from now. Vanja said that it's her last chance to qualify for the elite category in Belgium, and she wants to take that opportunity given the fact that she's indeed in very good shape at the moment. So that means that also the women's race is quite open, with two runners maybe sticking out. We also have Denning Lo from Singapore as the second co-favorite together with Zheng. Dinning Lo has won races before. In ATM also, Mantra of course, Silabur, and she has also been around here in Vietnam. She also won races here in Vietnam already. And I hope you can still hear me. I'm keeping the microphone close to my mouth. See if we can still catch some runners we know. In the men's race we have Yuta Matsuyama here as one of the men to beat. Yuta Matsuyama from Japan. And he is up against also two of Haha's proteges from Sapa. Vong Atang is one of them, and also Lau. We have Scott Buick, as I mentioned, as one of the potential podium contenders.
Ladies and gentlemen, 10 more minutes to the starting time.
10 more minutes to go. I'm trying to see if we can catch Yvette Chongmichin or Denning Lo. The starting line has actually changed here at the VTM. It's a different part of the hotel parking lot. Here we have Sange Sherpa. He's not running, he's helping out just like last year at the VTM. And one of the contenders in the men's race is also from Poland, Michael Lesniak, who I believe upgraded himself yesterday from the 42 to the 70. Michael Lesniak. As I said, there's 586 runners on the official start list, but presumably there's a few more. Almost 600 for this 70-kilometer race, which is relatively runnable, despite there being a few technical bits as well. And as I see Amy here also, Amy will be assisting me today. Wayne Tang is also running for the Grandmaster Quest, trying to score another point on his way to 2 stars, which apparently he will achieve in the 9 Dragons if everything goes according to plan. We are in Vietnam, and that's of course also the location, the country where the Asia Trailmaster Championship final will take place later this year. Will be the second attempt of the Moc Chau Ultra Trail, the race that unfortunately got cancelled due to the aftermath of the typhoon in very late, deep September last year. Hence we have the 9 Dragons as the substitute championship final. Substitute is not a nice word actually, but of course it was supposed to be in Moc Chau already last October. Some more Malaysian runners here.
We need you to raise your hand into the air and look at the camera right now. Put your hand into the air just like this and say hi.
And on the 3rd of October, Moc Chau will thus have its second attempt at hosting the championship final of Season 11. And that's where we are, Season 11. The 9 Dragons will be the Season 10 final. It's been a difficult few months in Southeast Asia, especially what trail running is concerned. Not only what trail running, but in general weather-wise. Not only Moc Chau got cancelled, but also Lam Dung Trail in Dalat got cancelled, also in Vietnam. The Pren Trail Summit was also postponed to last week, actually took place last week. Also, the fact that Pren was last week also resulted in a few DNS today, especially among the Grandmaster runners, even though there's also, for example, Ridja Gubes from Malaysia, who ran the 100k last week in Pren and is now also here for the 70k. Have not seen her yet though at the starting line. A few more minutes to go before the start. Runners as usual will be beginning the race in darkness, but after a good hour, by the time the first runners reach CP1, it will be sunrise. Scott Pugh stands out at the front. He's a head taller than all the others next to him. At least Scott is keen on having a good start today, even though he says he has no ambitions. Scott has been on the podium before in ATM promoted races in Vietnam. He was third in the aforementioned Lam Dung Trail the last time it was organized in 2024. So Vietnam Trail Marathon is the first qualifier, the first points race of season 11 in Vietnam after the cancellation of Lam Dung Trail. We also have coming up Bra Yang Trail Summit. That's a new entry in March. It's also in the Dalat area, and apparently that one is a bit more technical than the traditional Dalat races. Bra Yang Trail Summit, beginning of March, is organized by the same team of Pren Trail Summit. Here we have David Lloyd, the well-known event director of VTM and the VTS, the Vietnam Trail Series. And here we have Dinning Lo, in fact. See if we can catch a quick word with her. I said, Dinning Lo will also be in the championship final next month, and she could be a contender for sure if she's in good shape. And hey, morning, David. Cheers.
We've got perfect running conditions here today. I hope you all follow along for VTM 2026. Thank you, Asia Trailmaster and Chris, for coming.
Thanks a lot. A few words from David Lloyd, the event director. And let's see, there we also have Ashwini Bhatt from India, who's involved with the Malnat Ultra. And she is also a podium contender today in the women's race. Dinning, quick word, how are you feeling this morning?
Sorry, what?
How are you feeling this morning?
Not good, I'm a bit...
It's still out, okay. That's okay. As I mentioned before, it's quite loud here. It's very hard to understand people. But here we have Ashwini, we have Scott, we have Dinning Lo, and some of the other protagonists expected. There we have last year's winner from Vietnam in the Kailas outfit, Zheng. I think that's how you pronounce her name, Zheng. Here she is. It was her only ATM race last year. That's why she is not qualified for the Nine Dragons. You need to have a minimum 2 races, of course, 2 top 25 results in order to get qualified for the Asia Trail Master Finals. There's times I can hardly hear myself, so I really hope that the sound is okay here on this video. Going a little bit further back now, I think we're just a few minutes away from the starting official start here at 5 AM. Ashwini Bhatt, I believe she scored a podium also in the previous season, season 10. In one of the races, she's not so much focused on podiums, but she's very much focused on obtaining that Grandmaster star, the Grandmaster title. She would be the first female Indian runner to do so. There's 2 men from India who have already achieved the Grandmaster Quest. Shashwat Rao, he's even 2 stars. And Sorab. So previously I was saying that, and also David Lloyd was saying that the conditions today, right now, are excellent. That's correct. It's 15, 16 degrees here. So it's ideal conditions. It will also not get any warmer, according to the forecast. So it will not become 20 degrees. But it might rain later on in the morning. So you might get some rain, and that might cause some of the trails to become more slippery, more technical, slowing people down. I remember from 2 years ago, Luis Alvarez, the Hong Kong runner, saying that there are some surprisingly technical parts in this race. So if it rains, runners do need to stay awake, keep their eyes open, stay focused. But if it stays dry, then it should be a pretty fast race today. Last year it was very cold, remember? Godwin Mirror was leading the race with 20 kilometers to go and completely disintegrated purely as he was freezing, and in the end finished merely 5th. Nguyen Siu was the winner last year. He is not here this year. All right, we're getting ready for the start now. I believe runners need to exit the premises of the hotel right there. They opened the gate already, I see now. The first aid station is at kilometer 13, so it will take more than 1 hour. And here we go. The start of Vietnam Trail Marathon 70 kilometer is the second qualifier race of 2026 in ATM. Tahura Trail was last week. This is Vietnam Trail Marathon. Always a good vibe, a loud vibe, but a good vibe here in Vietnam. There are several Vietnamese runners arguing that this is actually the most scenic of the VTS series, the most scenic race of the entire series. That also includes the Jungle Marathon and the Mountain Marathon. The Ultra Marathon that was organized the last 2 years unfortunately will not take place this year in March. That was a bit of a surprising statement already a few months ago, of course. Incidentally, here we have also from Sabah Laslin Sarawi. On a good day she can also challenge for podium, but it's been a while since she has been on a podium in an ATM race. I remember she was once second or third in BUTM in Sabah. Of course, that's her home ground. And the 600 runners have started their race now. And that means we can close this start broadcast as we will be going on our way to the first checkpoint. So we will be there, touch wood, at the first checkpoint. That will be after 6 o'clock local time, so in just over an hour's time. We'll be waiting there for the front runners at that stage. It's kilometer 13, but it's a quite tough 13 kilometers. There's also 800 meters of elevation gain to be conquered already in this first 13 kilometers. Thank you for watching this live broadcast of the Vietnam Trail Marathon 70 kilometer start, and we'll be back with updates on our YouTube.